any sources on the subject, but he still affirms it, and he has professor. God damn it, Alvin. God damn it. What's up, Keelan? I'm sure you enjoyed Alvin stealing the show right there. But yeah, for him to just rely on the fact that he's a professor on the subject, he's like, well, I can't cite any sources, but I affirm it. It's like, sure, we affirm shit all the time without being able to cite it, but we flat out say we're not experts, we're just opinionated assholes, having fun on the internet. But anyway.
There is evidence that this was something that has an ancient ancestry.
No, wait, if there's evidence, cite the evidence.
But yet he can't cite them.
Can you cite anything?
There's no evidence.
Such bullshit.
Okay. In one of Aristophanes. Oh, I can't.
Aristophanes. I actually did this play once. I know which play.
In one of Aristophanes' plays, the women refuse to have sex with the men until they stop fighting. Also, in the Kama Sutra, this behavior is suggested as a way of keeping the partner's interest. Giles says that the common thread between these two ancient examples is the intent to coerce a partner into performing or not performing a certain behavior.
Exactly.
See, that's actually citing, and that's actually literature, I guess you could say, because that's all that part. So he technically, I don't know. Anyway, he cited stuff there, but yet he says he can't cite it.
Yeah, I mean, the play he's talking about is called Lysistrata. I've been in it. I've performed it, and it's a hilarious play. But yeah, that's what happens. There's war going on. The women want to stop it, so they say, "Hey, we're gonna stop fucking until you guys end the war." And really, what's important is what he says at the end. It's coercion. It's coercion. Like, what if the guy said, "Okay, I'm going to stop paying your bills and stop letting you live in my house that I bought," if we're going to go with the traditional roles and all that, it's absolutely ridiculous. Or what if it said, "I'm going to stop protecting you until you do what I say." The only reason Lysistrata is redeemable is because it's about ending war. And they don't go into the details of why the war is going on, what the cost could be of ending it. Not that I'm pro-war, I'm definitely not. But yeah, that's the only reason it's responsible. But it is used for all sorts of coercion and everything. Whatever, let's move on.
When asked if women possess a sexual power over men that men do not wield over women, Giles says no. I would argue that women have just as keen an interest in sex and just as much sexual desire as men do. It's not right. He says, adding that the differences lie in how women have been socialized in many cultures into not acting on their sexual desires to the degree that men do. Giles affirms what women already know too well to be true. Even in the supposedly liberated era of 2016, women are still stigmatized for actively seeking sex or having numerous sex partners. God, this guy's full of shit.
That is bullshit, because women have naturally evolved to be more selective than men. And that is because women pay a higher price from pregnancy than men do. They have to carry the baby. They have to birth it, and they could possibly die from that birth. I mean, not today, but evolutionarily speaking, you're paying a high price when you sleep with a guy. Now, today, it's a bit more stigmatized for women to sleep around, even though modern advances have come along. But come on, it's stigmatized for guys to sleep around. Things like womanizer, player, man whore, all that. I mean, sure, there are examples of guys being admired for their ability to pick up a woman, but that's because there's a different set of skills that is necessary to pick up women. Women just need to be willing. That's it. That's why they're stigmatized, is because there's no skill involved. It's like someone just eating a bunch of cupcakes or something like that, whereas someone who knows how to bake a souffle or something like that, it's more about that. but women definitely do not want sex the same way men do.
Yeah.
And also, the dynamics are not equal, because look at that case that happened in Germany where a woman actually sued her husband because he wasn't screwing her enough.
Oh, I think I've heard that.
And she won. And the judge said, "Yeah, come on, this is what you're expected to do when you get married." Can you...
Oh my God, are you...
I am dead serious. I can show you the case. Can you imagine the outrage if a man sued his wife because she wasn't putting out and he won? People would lose their shit.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Whenever the roles are reversed, all of a sudden people like to make sense. You know, when I say, hey, you know, if you're his wife, you better put out, people think that's sexist. But whenever, you know, the woman wants sex and she's not getting it, and you say, hey, you're her husband, you should be putting out, everyone's like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. It's like, get the fuck out of here. You know that's what the deal is. If you don't want to fuck him, if you don't like doing it, if you're not prepared to put out when he wants it, don't marry him.
Don't signals then. Okay, this is not...
No, you talk more about that.
What, about the signal?
Yeah.
Oh. Who is it? Yeah, I don't remember. I'm sorry.
You're tired.
I'm
today.
very tired. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're not talking as much.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Okay, we'll fly through this. This will be a short one because I'm kind of tired too. I'm trying to carry this thing. Oh my God, you got a long ass.
I didn't know it was this long. Okay. It looks different on the computer screen than it does on paper. Anyway.
Well, there is a lot of blank space.
I was
going to
say there's a lot. Okay. This is not all true for men. In fact, men are encouraged to be sexual. No, not at all. Actually, if you were encouraged to be sexual, and people, man, we would be calling you creepy, nasty, blah blah blah.
Exactly.
Like, that's what that's telling me.
When we be, you know, sexually solicitous, we're shamed for that. It's like, no, you cannot approach a woman, talk to her. You can't put your hand on her back or whatever, or have any kind of physical contact without being a creeper. It's like, are you kidding me?
Well, so he says this puts our culture in the position where men actively seek out sex and women tend to avoid doing so.
It's always been that way.
Yeah.
The guy has to approach and the woman is the gatekeeper.
Yep. According to Giles, it is this social imbalance and not an innate difference between the sexes that imbues women with the power to decide if and when sex will take place.
This guy is an idiot. This professor of...
he was like, I do psychology and sex and relationships, cross-sex friendships, and existential...
Jonathan David! What's up, brother?
Alright, Alanis is in her mid-20s and doesn't adhere to the stereotype of the sexually withholding women. Don't you dare do it. When she first met her present boyfriend, that dynamic was inverted. Though it did not work quite as well for a male partner as it often does for women who withhold it. My current boyfriend tried to withhold sex at the beginning of our relationship, Alanis explains. We were making out aggressively outside a bar in the 15-degree weather when I suggested we go back to one of our apartments. He said no.
God damn it, Albert. God damn it. Total
Jonathan.
blackout.
Jonathan says, don't be cute. Okay, anyway. Withhold sex. Oh, wait, they were making out outside a bar in 15-degree weather. Okay, he's all right. When I suggested we go back to one of our apartments, he said, no, we should wait. It would be nice to prolong this nice period of tension. Whatever. She was annoyed, stomped dramatically, and left frustrated. Not 24 hours later, I received a text message asking me to hang out the next day.
See, that's bullshit.
Because
that's what I said earlier. If you want to wait, that's one thing. But if you have sex and then stop it, that's bullshit. But her stomping her feet because he didn't want to fuck her right then. What an entitled bitch.
I would have, I would totally be like, okay,
In some cultures, it is the woman who is to make the first move. Yay, I love the kitty.
What cultures are those?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What was it that she stomped away? But yeah, if a male was like, I was initiating, he's like, I'm not in the middle, I'm like, okay. Like, I would have respected, I wouldn't have been a bitch about it.
Women hate to be rejected. They hate, for you to turn them down because they think that's all we are. That if we get a chance to get laid, that we should be grateful for it. We should be worshiping them. It's like, no, maybe he doesn't like you that much.
Yeah. All right. Giles says that the practice of withholding sex implies something more general about interpersonal relationships and gender dynamics. It implies that people are frequently short-sighted in achieving their goals and often lack communication skills, he explains. In terms of...
Notice this article has yet to say anything about the actual title of whether or not, withholding sex makes your partner want you more. Some Scandinavian cultures are fucked up, bro. They are the most modernized, backwards ass, flip it around. That's modern Scandinavia.
Finland has a lot of women sexual harassing men.
That is modern Scandinavia. That is not how we evolved. I agree that that's what happens now. But that is not from an evolutionary process. That's from, feminism creeping in and making guys so scared of their shadows that they can't stand up to women. Tell that bitch quit grabbing your ass.
Let's see. They love to fuck.
I mean, I love to fuck, but I'm respectful of the people I fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. In terms of gender dynamics, it implies that men and women often happily live up to stereotypical gender roles. But he adds there is another reason that people withhold sex, not to coerce their partner's behavior, but to play hard to get.
Okay, I think we're getting into it now.
The men are notoriously shy.
I don't know about that. All the Scandinavian men I've met have been very open, very friendly, and even told me I have very beautiful eyes. I have had that happen, and
Dude, I'm Finnish. It's a long-standing culture thing.
Okay. Then Finland's the exception, but every rule has an exception.